Hi everyone, I'm in the absolutely stunning and picturesque Thredbo, our Snowy Mountains region, and I've just taken a moment to stop and share a video with you that I feel many people need to hear, but it was inspired by a conversation I had with a client just last night about some issues that she's going through. So there are many people that struggle with saying no. So what would actually happen when you finally learn to say no? In order to have that conversation, we need to start by talking about why you say yes so often. So generally speaking, we are social beings who like to be liked. We like to fit in and to feel as though we belong somewhere. We all want our tribe, right? And there's this psychological need to form social attachments. And these attachments provide us with companionship, love, support, and a sense of belonging. So we think. Okay, so we're searching for that space where we can feel safe and protected, as opposed to feeling alone, isolated, excluded, rejected, or unloved. So have those words that I just shared with you touched a nerve? Do you say yes when what you really want to say is no? Do you say yes because you fear rejection? Are you worried about what others would think if you said no and stopped pandering to their needs? Are you afraid that you will no longer be liked or loved? Saying yes all the time does not buy you more love. In fact, if you have developed that belief, then what you actually have is an issue of feeling as though you are not enough. So, is that why you go out of your way to please others? Have you considered that you are possibly in the wrong tribe, surrounded by the wrong people? It's important to set yourself free of the opinions of others, because in actual fact, what others think really is none of your business. It's purely them coming from their perceptions and their sets of beliefs. In fact, if you don't honor and value yourself, then chances are that no one else will honor and value you either. You'll always, you'll end up being everybody's Girl Friday, right? It's not to say that people don't appreciate you, but what happens is we enable a behavior that then makes us feel unappreciated, which leads to frustration, resentment, and these feelings will anchor themselves into your heart and into your soul, and you'll find yourself bitching about them. You'll become angry, stressed out, you'll be losing your personal power, and that's like drinking a cup of poison that will eventually end up making you sick. But here's a silly thing. Even though you end up making yourself sick, you're likely to still say, sure, yes, when what's actually going on for you is that you want to scream out, no, no, no. So where did this stem from for you? Could it be that you've always had a need to please? Have you always done this to keep people in your life happy, or to simply keep them in your life? Could it be that as a child you were taught that saying no was impolite or inappropriate? And that's very much a cultural thing for a lot of people. Be the good girl. So there's a huge difference between need and want. And it's important that I explain this. When you feel that you need to please, that you need to do something for other people, it's actually costing you an enormous amount of your personal power. Whereas when you want to do things for people, if you're the person that just wants to do this, it gives you energy, it makes you feel energized, it makes you feel alive, it makes you feel good, because you are giving from your truth, giving from your heart center, you're being in the doing, and that's the difference. Feeling you need to has to go. So underlying this, as with most of our emotional issues, is a feeling of not being good enough. Because if you truly felt as though you were good enough, all of those fears that I mentioned earlier wouldn't be there. They'd have no place within your psyche, within your body. If you felt that you were good enough, you wouldn't worry about what others thought. you wouldn't feel the need to please, and you certainly wouldn't be afraid of losing somebody because you honored yourself by simply saying no. In fact, if the person truly loves and appreciates you, then they won't stop because you said no. And if they do, well then, my friend, they are simply not your friend. So the most important approval comes from within you. Honor it. It's time to let them go and surround yourself with people who value you. So you can choose to set yourself free of that need to please and that feeling of not being good enough. And it can be done extraordinarily easily. The most important thing is that it's cleared from the root cause, from the moment in time that it was created. Now, as with most of our unconscious programs and blocks, it usually stems from a time prior to the age of 6 or 7. Now, I'm going to drop a shameless plug here for CTC. So feel free to contact me to see how CTC, the 2-hour life transforming, I'll just wait for the traffic, the life transforming combined therapy cocktail can help you finally be free of all that holds you back. So what starts to happen when you actually do finally step into that space where you are comfortable in saying no? When you honor yourself and do what feels right for you, the first thing that you will notice is a sense of relief and a feeling of finally being free of those self-imposed shackles and beliefs that you were losing so much of your personal power to. You will have reclaimed your power, your energy, and here's the interesting thing. You will find that you suddenly have the energy and the desire to be more, to do more, and to help more. You'll start to realize that, in fact, you can be connected to this unlimited source, and rather than giving from you, this beautiful energy comes through you, so that as you give, you receive, and you're constantly replenished from source. In fact, an affirmation that I actually share with all of my students and clients is, what I do is not from me, but through me. What I do is not from me, but through me. How powerful is that? Try it. I assure you, you will never feel depleted again. Everything, where you are at, how you feel looks, and how you feel right now is a result of a thought that you once had. So when you change the way you see things, when you change the words that you use, when you change your mind, you change your body and you change your life, you'll come to realize that true happiness and freedom does not come from the approval of others. It's an inside job. Living in greatness is not about the stuff or the looks or the achievements, but rather your willingness to love and to be loved, to give, your desire to give, to share, to be humble, to grow, to inspire, and most of all, to live by example. Being your authentic self and living by example is extraordinarily important. So you beautiful people, you were born to shine. You were born to shine, born to be you in all of your glory. So choose to say what you mean, but don't say it mean.